Welcome to the second presentation on CG modeling. The first presentation was an introduction on CG modeling. This presentation will walk you through key steps to build a simple CG modeling of closed economy without government. The presentation is organized in 6 parts. The first part of the presentation describes the economy we are going to model. The modeling of production and consumption decisions are discussed in part 2 and 3. The market clearance rules are presented in part 4. An overview of the full model is presented in part 5. Finally, part 6 gives an overview of the key steps needed to implement the model. Our closed economy without government is represented by 2 industries, 2 factors, and 2 households. The 2 industries are goods and service industries. Each industry produces one commodity. The good industry produced one commodity, which is good. The service industry also produces one commodity, which is service. The 2 factors are labor and capital, and they are mobile across the 2 industries. The 2 households are workers and capitalists. Workers are endowed with labor, and capitalists are endowed with capital. A simple representation of the economy is given by this graph. On the left, each industry demands capital and labor from the factor markets. Each industry also demands goods and service from the product markets. In turn, each industry supplies one commodity to the product market. On the right, each household supplies capital or labor to the factor markets. Workers supply labor to the factor market, while capitalists supply capital to the capital market. In turn, each household demands commodities from the product market. They demand good and service commodities that are produced by our economy. In the middle, household supply of capital and labor and industries' demand for capital and labor pass through the factor markets. We have 2 factor markets here, capital market and labor market. Also, industries' supplies of goods and service and households' demand for goods and service pass through the product markets. Here we have also 2 product markets, a good market and the service market. Therefore, modeling this economy Our simple closed economy without government consists in defining or expressing in mathematical terms the production decisions of industries on the left, the consumption decisions of households on the right, and the market functioning rules in the middle. These three elements are successively discussed next.